it's the year of AI agents 2025.
The year 2025 is going to be a year where your employee agents, your company agents are going to go live.
Some of human jobs will also come into the picture, which might get automated.
I slightly differ on the job. A developer is going to be a lot more productive developer if they're using an LLM or an agent in their developer workflow.
Welcome to MLDS 2025. We have Vishal Mishra, customer engineer at Google Cloud with us. Sir, it was a really great session with Gemini and live demo. You showcased us and gave us great insights about AI agents. So everyone is saying that AI agents are going to be future and it's the year of AI agents 2025. And I want to know what are your thoughts on that?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Siddharth, for having me here, and it's my pleasure to be here and talk to so many people who are so excited to build some of the really cool use cases that we saw. And like you rightly said, yes, agents are the future. In fact, I believe that the year 2025 is going to be a year where a lot of these agent systems that we've been talking about, a lot of people have been talking about, especially vertically integrated agents for industry, like things like your employee agents, your company agents are going to go live this year. So those are the macro trends I'm seeing. We will also benefit from some of the great models that are coming, both in open source and in other sort of enterprise models. So these agentic system is definitely going to benefit from advancement in models and inference time compute that we see, right? So I'm very excited. In fact, I've seen some of the superb use cases here in MLDS.
Yeah. To our viewers, can you explain how these agents are going to be different from the chatbots they have been using through the past 1 year?
Absolutely, Siddharth. That's a great question. So the way you look at an agent is essentially a software that's wrapped around your LLMs, and then it also has access to memory, context, and also tools and extensions, right? So that is where it sort of differs in a way that rather than a human sort of asking a question in a request response fashion, an agentic system could use a combination of agents to not just answer a question but also do an action. Things like computer use allows you to use these agents to perform specific tasks, things like ticket booking, you can planning an itinerary, and also not just helping you the planning but also going ahead and sort of booking a hotel or a flight, or in some cases it can also help you look at, say, your financial data and or specific data and give you recommendation and follow that with action, right? So it can help you with increase in productivity. It could help you do a specific sort of task, specifically around repetitive tasks, right? Things like buying grocery or shopping. All of these things we could we see that could is well in a place that could be automated by these agents. So yes, action and access to the tools, extensions, and memory is what makes these agents different from what you see on an LLM.
Okay. And like you rightly mentioned that agents would be able to take actions this year. And with that, some of human jobs will also come into the picture, which might get automated. So can you give us some industry or give us some example which will get automated and those jobs will evolve and how?
Right. I think, I slightly differ in terms of on the job. I feel it's a great opportunity for us as a human to do a higher value, sort of value task, and leave these repetitive tasks to agents. Very similar to how when computers came along, we moved from manual registers to these digital systems. I see this as no different. So everybody who's a knowledge worker will greatly benefit from such a system. So I believe that it will not just improve productivity of a human in a specific field. For example, a developer is going to be a lot more productive developer if they're using an LLM or an agent in their developer workflow. Companies would be able to release faster, answer to customer queries faster. So it is the way I see this is it's going to sort of take take
Mhm.
take the existing things and make them better. I'm very positive about that, and also make the overall economic output as what
Yeah.
we could produce as humans.
Mhm.
Seriously can increase because these efficiencies that,
Yeah.
that these LLM and agents bring in.
So like Vikasu gave us a very nice demo of like agent builder in our latest session, and I wanted to ask like which is one agent you have built for yourself which has like eased your work and like improved your productivity at a great scale.
Absolutely, I think I've been dabbling with. I've been lucky to sort of dabble with some of these agent early on. Over the last 6 months, I've built about some 6 or 7 personal agents to automate things like my bill payments.
Yeah.
I've also built agent to track my financial portfolio, and in some cases, I'm also dabbling to see if they can do basic rebalancing and sort of asset allocation.
Yeah.
I've done that. I'm also looking at sort of using some of these agent, and one of the things that I'm currently working to these days over the last 2 months now is home automation. So I'm using I've plugged in some of these agents to the feed of my CCTV camera, to sort of automate some of the task things like depending on, say, when to call me versus send me an SMS, or when to turn on a light. So I've sort of I my sort of area of work has been intersection of these agent and sort of home automation. It's something that I'm personally very passionate about. I'm also looking at to see how these systems can build used to build elderly care. I live with my parents, and I am also trying to see how this can increase the sort of sort of safety and for me to provide them help if when they need it. So I've been dabbling on very many different types of agents.
Yeah, certainly. Like those are very nice use cases. Like you definitely gave us a glimpse of the future is going to look like. And those like investments, are those investments making money?
No. I wish. I'm not using it to make investment yet, but it's mostly for me to analyze and drive insight on how how my portfolio is doing in terms of so that I don't have to go and spend time sort of analyzing the market or how my my stocks or funds are doing, right? So so it's mostly to use use it to learn, drive insight, and what you call as a sort of analytics on top of the data.
And like, what are your thoughts on DeepSeek? Like, it's making waves all around the world. Like, because of that, like, market also crashed for one day.
Well, yeah, I'm absolutely. It's a great technology, and it tells the power of open source. I feel we are lucky to be in a time where we have some of the great open source model, and I specifically love what we've done with the 8-bit training optimization, sort of KV compression, and I loved reading their paper, and I feel that's going to democratize a lot of use cases and sort of hopefully promote a lot of people to build and top work with sort of some of these open models. In fact, all of these open models are available, be it DeepSeek or Llama. They're available to play on Vertex Model Garden. So the easiest way to get started with some of these models is through our model garden, where with a bunch of click you could get. So in fact, I was very excited to see so much action in the both proprietary and open source space. I think it's benefit us all.
And like on that lines, like should India also build its own reasoning model right now, or other open source models are enough for the country?
Absolutely, I think we're just getting started in terms of I we. I personally feel that over the next months and years, we'll see a lot of models coming in both from India and Asia and the world. And I, in fact, know a lot of work is happening. A lot of great work is happening in this space in India. I work with some of those customers directly, and I absolutely love everything that I've seen. People are building some great use cases. They're not just using models, but training, tuning, and so there is a whole lot of work happening in the space. So I don't see a reason why that would start.
Okay. And like you gave us a beautiful demo of multimodal Gemini right now. I wanted to understand like how do you use it daily in your life?
Well, yeah, ask. It's amazing how it gives you someone whom you can rely on to sort of not just converse but
Yeah.
experience the world. When I first got my hands on the demo, like I was mentioning, I have a 7-year-old, and he and I we spend a lot of time sort of learning about things around us. Right? It's surprising that we have a huge garden, and we don't know a lot of times what's happening to those plants, and what species are those. So
Yeah.
we usually use a lot to learn about the nature, and also we use it to sort of ask questions around, especially during our travels, to identify monument buildings.
Yeah.
In fact, we also ask questions. Recently we show them a variety of food and
Yeah.
try and get a sense of if it's healthy, because we're also promoting our little one to have vegetables. So one of the favorite use cases that he loves is he loves to ask Gemini
Yeah.
if a food is healthy.
Okay.
And I love the fact that
Yeah.
he really respects, and
Yeah.
I'm amazed by the quality of responses, and the fact that it's not just able to engage adults, but also kids who have a very short attention span. So the fact that it's so real time, and as you saw in the demo, is amazing, and it sort of works in both interior and outdoor environments. And I'm personally very bullish on sort of the use cases that some of the developers here. In fact, we have a workshop happening. The multimodal live API is available for developers to build on top,
Yeah.
to power their GenAI application. So I'm absolutely sort of positive that people are going to build a more nuanced, more creative sort of use cases with something as powerful. It's definitely going to improve our cumulative health, safety of the people, elderly care, and everything. So everything that a human sort of can see, now a model can experience, right? So it's a great time to be alive, and I absolutely love the technology.
Yeah. Thank you, Vikas. It was great having you.
Thank you, Siddharth,
Thank you.
and it's it's great to be here at MLDS, and I hope to speak to a lot more people. And thank you for having me here. Thanks, Siddharth.